He's got the YouTube show. Dancing King, he's got the reggae show.
Boom! Where are we today? YouTube. Christopher Ellis speaking. Coming at you. Hear that? Make sure you subscribe to Don Sinclair's Reggae Vibes on YouTube. Yeah? You don't know. Bringing you artists and all the fresh flavors.
Don Sinclair live and direct at the YouTube studios down here in the heart of London. Big shout out reaching out to all those subscribing. You know what it is, you know what to do. Big respect going out to yourself, Don Sinclair, all the camera crew, everybody that's putting in so much input. 2017 has been a fantastic look, guaranteed to continue right the way into 2018 and beyond. Our special guest inside the place, son of a living legend, but he's been doing things for himself for many, many years right now. It's such an honor to have him live and direct inside the place. Without no further introduction, the man himself, Christopher Ellis. How you doing?
Respect, hype. I'm here, man. Thanks,
man, it's been a long time. But I've been listening to your music, seeing what you've been doing.
Bless,
like I said, we're going to be speaking about your father a little later on in the interview. But let's talk about yourself right now. I mean, like, being the son of such a legend inside the business, how did the music thing start out for you?
Well, for me, you know, I grow with the music. You know, that's the first thing. So, you know, in my house daily, you know, my father was a man that was away a lot. So, from a young age, I knew that okay, my dad would go to Japan for 2 weeks, come back. Yeah, he'd go to New York, tour, come back. So, I was kind of introduced to music that way by having an absent father for a while. Okay, and then I started to investigate, like, oh, my dad sung this song. Okay, you know, and understand, like young, you know, and understanding that okay, ALTON ELLIS, big singer. Then I started to investigate other artists like Ken Booth, his peers, like John Holt, and that. So that's how I really got into music and started to learn and love music from that seed there. You know?
When you kind of did the investigation and seen like, wow, that's kind of big. How did you feel?
It was nice, but it's when I turned 11 was when I really understood, because my father used to keep a show in England from I was 11 years old. It's the first one he did. Okay, and it was in Hammersmith Palais. Yeah, and it was a show with him, Delroy Wilson, Ken Booth, John, and it was like 5,000 people. And I came out and I saw my dad and how the audience gravitated to all the songs that I was listening to in my house. You know, I'm still in love in these songs. Yeah, you know, breaking up and all those songs. So that was when I was like, wow, this man is, you know, this man is someone in this field. Yeah.
And we're gonna go, like I said, we're gonna go back and forth, and probably your dad's gonna be mentioned quite a bit. I don't know if my calculation is going to be right now. I shouldn't have done this. I should have done it before. Around about, we're going to be like 2.5 years now when you came out with the big hit song.
It's more than that, you know.
Is it more than that?
Way more.
Wow.
Than that. Many more years more than that.
How far are we going back now?
Double it. It was 2000. Okay. The song was first played on radio. Yeah. The song was first played on radio 2009, December. Yeah. Jeez. But 2010 is when it took off. Okay. Yeah. So that's years now.
Yeah, it's 2017. Yo.
It's crazy.
I should have done my research there. But I mean, that song blew up absolutely ridiculous. When you first did that hit, did you assume that it was going to be such a big hit?
You know, it's funny. I recorded a song in March, in Jamaica with Stephen Marley and Jackie, and from March to December, I didn't have the song. So I came back to England telling all my friends and my family about the song. But they were like, oh, is it yet? They didn't understand. So it was March all the way to December when it first got played. Okay. And it just took off straight away. Yeah. And no, so imagine all those months I'm holding it in, this excitement, because I knew the song was gonna take off. I knew it would. It's just got that sound. And it did. And it's a pity though, because there was some business dealings with the song that kind of stifled it. You know, that it would have went really massive. You know, with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of had this. I don't know.
It never had a video. And it never got an iTunes release. So those two things there is major.
Yeah.
You know, with those two things there, it went crazy.
But it was one of those songs where, especially with pirate radio, it got mad plays. Because it was one of them ones where it doesn't matter if your DJ played it before you, when you come on, you got to play that song.
Some songs need a push, and some songs just go by themselves. That one there just went by itself.
Okay. Yeah. And songs and now obviously all them business things are sorted out now. You're still signed to Stephen Marley's record.
It's called Ghetto Youths. Okay. That's run by Stephen Marley and Damien Marley and Julian Marley. They own that record label.
Okay, and you've got a few songs that are out now. People, make sure you just check out Don Sinclair's videos where we've got Christopher Ellis, let's say. Definitely pushing his music. In terms of new songs coming out on that label, what can we look forward to?
Well, right now, my album's I'd say 85% finished. The brand new song now I have is called Here We Are, doing well right now on the airwaves. produced by Stephen Marley. It's really, really doing good. So I have some more songs coming behind that, but right now it's Here We Are that we're pushing.
Okay.
So look out for the album. But I've been saying this for years, to be honest with you, about album. So I've given up by saying look out for the album.
Do you think in this current climate now with social media and the quick thing of music, do you think an album is relevant nowadays?
It's funny you say that, because for the last few days here, I've been watching artists that have been putting out albums here, and it moves so quick nowadays that I won't say you're almost spoiling them with an album.
Yeah.
Because the album, it goes so quick, like it's like, oh, next, you know?
Yeah.
Because of the, music isn't treasured like back in the day. It isn't so valued and treasured because there's so much options.
True.
Understand? And we only have so much time. Understand? So it's really, you have to really tread carefully. So with me, I found out that giving them a single and saying, just listen to that and have that for a while, it works for me.
Okay.
It works. Although we'll do an album, of course, but giving them a single and saying, yo, plug that. It works, until the next single, plug that, and then the album. But yeah, albums are very funny nowadays, man.
Being around the Marleys and signing to their label, what kind of inspiration? What's the vibes like to be hanging out like with the Marleys more time?
Listen, sorry, let me tell you. With the Marleys, yeah, it's like, first thing is the music. The level is the top level.
Yeah.
I mean, for example, when I first signed with them and I was there, after End of Time,
yeah,
I had a big song. I write a song, let's say I write a song and I'll come in, I'll sing it to Damien Marley or Stephen Marley. I say, yeah, man, listen to this. I think it's the best song in the world, So I'm like, listen to this. And I play it. And they're saying, my heart's sinking now, because I'm thinking this was the best thing ever. Like, and Damien was even say, you can change that line there, that line can change, that line can change. And they might help me and say, look, change it like this, and the song's 10 times better. So since that now, it helped to raise my level. Because these guys don't play with no mediocre stuff. There's no passing out. Yeah, man, they can pass. No, it has to be, or it ain't going out. Understand? So that's helped me a lot with songwriting. In everything. In personality of attitude and how they approach things. It's just always have a certain level. If of whether it's songwriting or morals, it's just up there. So it's been great to be around those guys.
It's Don Sinclair Reggae Vibes right here at YouTube. I mean, your dad was a legend, ALTON ELLIS. How much pressure do you feel like when you go into the studios, presenting a song to the Marleys, them thinking, well, man, I gotta be like up to par with my dad, man, because I mean, we're not talking like no simple singer, we're talking about a real big man.
Yeah, people ask me that a lot, but I think because I didn't concentrate on that or think about that is why it's working for me.
Okay.
I didn't really pressure myself. I just went in the studio and wrote songs, because I made it a stand to write songs and not do covers. Yeah. And when I felt the song wasn't good, I would put it aside and go to the next one until I found a rhythm of, okay, the songs are becoming good. You understand? And, I feel like maybe I have trust in the genetics. So I just leave it to that instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I got to do this good. And it's working for me. Okay. So yeah, I'm very grateful and
away from Dad is a legendary singer. In terms of like 2017, because you're young still, you know what I mean? I know you're singing some big man songs and your music comes across very mature, but you're still young. But in terms of like nowadays music and not just reggae music, who are you feeling? Who are the vibes that you're listening to right now?
Well, I listen to many different styles of music. Like when I was growing up, my dad was a big influence on me. But I listened to like 112 and Usher. Those were the singers that I used to plug their music. Mary J. Blige, I used to
90s R&B.
Yeah, I used to beat that sound. So I like what's happening today with the music. If I'm honest with you, I like how an artist is really in power of his own thing and it can just take off. When you look at artists like Stormzy, you look and you think, wow, amazing to know that you can have your thing without a major, and just go crazy, And for me in reggae music, I looked at Gappy Ranks in 2008. And said, yo, this is the mark we want to do, and it's growing now. There's many of us coming into it, You have Gappy Ranks, you have Stylogy, you have myself, you have Bucky Joe, you have Randy Valentine, you have so it's growing, And I think we can just keep going and the snowball effect until the thing just explodes and we reach.
As somebody who I've spoke to many artists and soundman especially in the reggae industry, and a lot of them say that when it comes to UK, especially with the artists there's no unity. The artists seem to be one artist is just doing his own thing down that lane, and this artist is doing something down that lane. Do you think there could be a lot more unity? And if that did happen, reggae music would be on a bigger and higher platform?
Well, my thing is this, you know. I mean, when you say there's no unity, I mean, is there? There's no malice and war to me. Like, to me, it's like if you have, let's just say you have, for example, all right then, I'll use my brethren. Bucky Joe as an example, he's got his own Buzzback Records.
Yeah.
And if he reaches out to you, you're gonna have a sing for him or not. So it's not. I don't expect every artist to come and say, "Oh, I'm gonna." You understand? Because we do have different things. It's different. Yeah. It isn't a party where we all must, you know.
Yeah, everyday thing.
Yeah. So from when there's love there, it's okay. But we don't have to gather in one room and say, "Hey," but you understand?
Yeah.
It's just music. Just make music, and your music will go. You understand? And if you're good, it will take off, and that's it. But yeah, I don't really see any kind of discrepancy or war in the music. So for me, it's okay, you know. Yeah, it's all right.
How do you go about writing music and putting pen to paper? Are you more like someone that listens to the rhythm first and then puts lyrics to it, or do you write lyrics and then try and vice versa?
I'm a melody guy, to be honest with you. Yeah, I can hear a rhythm, and I can find a melody quick.
Yeah.
But with
Do you
zero words.
freestyle a lot? Sorry to cut you. Do you freestyle a lot?
Yeah, I do.
I could tell by your persona on the way how you kind of do
freestyle a
your
lot.
moves. It's like that's just like just kind of head top.
But sometimes it's like, you know, I wish I was more sharper in the lyrics area, because I'm very sharp. I realized in the melody.
Okay.
You know, like most of my songs, I wrote them how they sound, but with the melody, with no lyrics. And then after, I think, where can I go with the subject? Because I've got the whole 3.5 minutes set down already, you know, in the melody, you know. You know, yeah, man. I'll be in studio with Gong and say, "Yo, Ellis, give me a melody."
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
So it's like I'm kind of sharp in the area, but you know, you must keep taking in knowledge, because that's where the lyrics coming.
Okay.
You know, and keep reading and just seeing things and talk. You know, go around the world and seeing things, because that's where you feed the music.
And live events, some of the places where you've played, some of your most memorable moments where you can remember being on stage doing your thing. Is there anything that comes to mind?
I went on tour last year in Japan, and that for me.
What's Japan like?
Japan is like, you see when they're into something, they're into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we released my EP and it took off out there, and I went out there, and it's just crazy to know that the music can explode like that. And I did 4 shows out there in different cities, and I mean, like 3,000 people singing my song, 2,000 people, you know, and it's like, it's really amazing. They show me love beyond I could imagine.
Yeah. Do you find that, I wouldn't say disheartening, but I mean, like over here in the UK, I'm not saying that you wouldn't or you can achieve that, but when you put on a normal reggae stage show, you don't get like the 3,000, 4,000 people who should be supporting you in UK music, but then you can go to the likes of Japan and they're screaming your name out. How do you balance that to like say, yeah?
I think it comes back to this. This is what it comes back to. It comes back to the next door neighbor thing. We glorify the guy that's over there far away. We don't glorify the next door neighbor. I see him every day. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's cool.
So when Kevin Hart comes, we go crazy. But we might have someone who's just as good as Kevin Hart, like Kojo. But Kojo's there.
Yeah.
So it's like a human thing. So we're kind of like, oh, yeah, Kojo, you're right, yeah. But Kevin Hart, who we don't see, we're amazed by. So it's the same thing with the music, you know. It's like we own the music. We go to Japan with the music. They're amazed with this sound. Yeah. You understand? But us here who own the sound, we're like, yeah, man, but we're just laid back, you know. So I think it's a human thing still. I don't think it's really a bad thing. I think it's just a human thing.
Spending so much time doing music, like I says, I always say it to every artist that I meet. I think it's the most hardest thing to ever do, to sit down, write lyrics. Because like I says, it's like you have to kind of put your expressions out there to the people for them to kind of judge it, you know what I mean? Where we just play it as like it's a hit song, but sometimes it could be your actual emotions. Yeah. So when it comes to like away from the music, how do you kind of like say, you know what, I'm going to put that down? Is there anything else that you're interested in hobby-wise that you kind of like just go and do and then get back to the music?
Well, I love football. Like I'm crazy about football.
Football team?
Liverpool. Okay. Yeah, the Reds. That's the real Reds.
Okay.
Yeah? So I love football, and you know, music for me, I'm not one of those artists who write music daily. Yeah. You got some artists that write a song every day. I'm not one of those artists. I'm an artist that will leave music alone. Yeah. And when I do come, there's a lot there because I don't write it. I don't think, oh my God, I'm a singer. I've got to write today, you know? And I think that has worked for me. Yeah, the fact that, this approach that I take, it works for me. So yeah, I just come and do music when it's time. You know, if I hear something playing, I'm like, that sounds good. And then I do something, you know? Okay. Yeah, but it's not force, you know? It's not like, because
well, when it comes to future plans, where can we see you? I mean, you've been pushing these hits out now. What's the plans for the rest of the 2017 and beyond?
Well, I've got a few dates already still. You know, we've got some shows coming up in the States, which is nice, alongside like Taras Riley, those artists. Gappy Ranks is on that show. We've got artists like Marla Brown who's on there. That's Dee Brown's daughter. She's doing well. She's upcoming. Chronix, he's on that show as well. So it's nice that I'm getting booked for these kind of events now, because these are like big events where they put the big boys on. So I'm arriving in that world. So yeah, I got some shows over there, some shows in Europe, 2 shows in Europe. But I'm really focused on the album now because it's been a few years. So I want to put a project together. Yeah. You know, like a 12-song project, 12 good songs. I mean, it's nearly finished. So I would like for it to be this year. If I'm honest with you, I'd like for it to be this year. It's just if the label gets on it and we can do it. But yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay. And just keep. My favorite thing is doing live shows. That's what I'm in love with. Just
you
doing
do
live.
the Jamrock cruise?
I did it twice.
Oh, so you've been on both?
Yeah, I did it twice
already.
Yeah. It's happened 3 times.
Oh, it's 3 times. So this year is a fourth year now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I've done 2 of those 3.
And any plans to go this year?
No, I go every year.
But whether you perform or not,
yeah, because Damien changed the lineup, so
okay,
and that's all cool. But yeah, that's an amazing thing, by the way, that people should experience. If you love reggae music, you must go on the Jamrock cruise, because that is like a mind-blowing thing in the middle of the sea. At 7 p.m. there's a show every day. Crazy. So yeah, it's great, man. It's great.
Okay, and social media outlets where we can find more music from you, all information on tour dates, etc., etc.
Facebook, it's Christopher Ellis. Yeah. Twitter and Instagram. My @name is Ellis Music Child. Because Christopher Ellis is too long. It's too many characters. Okay. So Ellis Music Child. Yeah, and it's with a Z. Music with a Z. Okay. So check that out.
And Don Sinclair, we're here. How are you feeling the vibes here? Any message for Don Sinclair and everybody that's involved and watching right now?
I want to big up Don Sinclair, you understand? I didn't think it would be so enjoyable. I enjoyed it very much, and it's nice to be here, you know. And big up the coolie girl as well, Yazid. Yeah. So yeah, man, big up YouTube. You know, this is a great thing. Big up my brother Bucky Joe, Bosback Records. And yeah.
So
also yourself.
Respect and manners every time. It's such an honor to meet up with you, and say big respect and future plans. I'm sure we're going to have you down here again because we've got hits on top of hits. Trust me, it's YouTube, Don Sinclair, Reggae Vibes right here in the heart of London at the YouTube studio. Selector Hype, ALTON ELLIS, his son.
Bless.